What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Keep Moving Forward podcast, episode 373, coming at you each week. The podcast is available at anchor.fm/KMF podcast. As always, the podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Go check it out. Also available on YouTube, youtube.com/@ComicAnthonyD. Please subscribe and like. Trying to build up the YouTube because, we're coming to things later. Of course, we're always late to jump onto the bandwagon, but here we go. We're on the YouTube bandwagon, and we'd like for you to come along with us. I say us like there's a million of us. It's just me and you and whoever else is listening, but we're on YouTube now, so please check that out. For the past bonus episodes, they're available at patreon.com/KMF podcast. As always, this podcast is brought to you by Buddha Bars. Buddha Bars are 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, and guess what? Made with real ice cream. I want to shout that from the rooftops, from the mountains. Can you imagine a 100-calorie treat with 2 grams of fat made with real ice cream? Many of the low-calorie brands use ingredients that can't be called ice cream, but Buddha Bars are real ice cream in a better-for-you category. Go give them a follow on Instagram, Buddha Bars_ice cream. Search them out in your favorite stores. They're all over Long Island, all over the New York metro area, New Jersey. Check it out at zenfoodbrands.com. Low-fat, low-calorie Buddha Bars are now invading the metro area, so go and get yours. Like I said, give them a follow at Buddha Bars_ice cream and check it out at zenfoodbrands.com. 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, and made with real ice cream. This is going to be the treat of the summer. We're going to be eating some ice cream. We're going to be sitting poolside, having Tony Soprano summers. Go check it out. Buddha Bars, zenfoodbrands.com. My good friend John Ziegler, his comedy special is available on YouTube over at youtube.com. Search John Ziegler, Getting My Affairs in Order, and then go give him a follow on Instagram at John Ziegler Comedy. Let him know I sent you so it looks like I got some clout and we know what we're doing over here. Go check it out. How was everybody's week? Just me this week. Last week we had Sam from the Northwest Wind. What an awesome conversation. Go check out that episode. We went long, 2.5 hours, and did not feel that way at all. It felt like we were having a 5-minute conversation. Really enjoyed the conversation with Sam. It's available on YouTube, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, and go check that one out. Covered a lot of topics, especially mental health, with June being Men's Mental Health Awareness. I can't stress it enough. I'll stress it each week. Check on your bros. Someone who tells you ask somebody how they're doing, like, I'm all right. I'll be okay. Hanging in there. Make sure they really are. And if you are one of those guys that's hiding some pain and doesn't know where to turn, there's nothing wrong with going to get some help. No shame in it. No shame to cry, to seek professional help, to admit that there's something going on. And if you have no one else to talk to and you need to talk to somebody, please, my chat lines are open. Shoot me a message on Instagram. No one's alone, right? And we got to remember that. It's not man up, it's speak up. I had a good week. I got to see a good friend of mine, John Arpino, Jarp's Journey on Instagram. The Cuzzy. We got to hang out for a little bit. It's funny. So I saw him Friday, and then just by chance I ran into him again on Saturday. So I got a bonus day. And this is what I'm talking about. 2 guys sitting in a cigar lounge talking about what's going on in their lives, their feelings, things that are bothering them, things that are making them, anxious, scared. We just had a real conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not afraid to admit it. It was good to see him, and he is just super inspirational. If you're not following John already, please go follow him at Jarp's Journey. He is doing amazing things, and gives me hope that one day I can get out of this funk and get going. Yeah, I was talking to a friend today, and he was telling me, like, how much I motivated them or motivate them and how good I did and all this stuff. And at one point, yeah, but I told him that I feel like a failure. I failed. I don't know how I can motivate anybody. I I I couldn't keep it going. And I can't get it going. And no matter what I try, no matter what I do, I continue to fail. And he, of course, tried to talk me up a little bit, but it's how I feel. I feel like a failure most of the time when it comes to weight loss and most, I'll be honest, most things in life. I've made every wrong life decision you can make. Um, and it's okay. You learn from your mistakes, you learn from certain things, and you keep moving forward, so to speak, and you try not to repeat them or do them again. And a friend of mine is going through. He's looking to have the surgery done, and he's kind of encouraging me to go along that route. And and I'm honest with you guys, it's always on my mind. I'm always thinking about it. But the thing that scares me about it is failing with that too. Going through all of that, you know, the steps, the procedure, the surgery itself, and that I fail at that I eat through the surgery. And I know part of it's probably talking to a professional and trying to figure out why I'm built differently, why I'm wired differently. Why does food set something off in my brain that, excites me and makes me not, want to eat and not stop? Why am I built differently? I was driving home today thinking about it. And I think about it a lot. Like, why can't I just be normal? Why can't I be a normal person? Like, just has like normal thoughts and feelings and, doesn't, you know, doesn't think the way I think and doesn't act the way I do and make the mistakes that I do. And it wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be me, I guess. I wouldn't have the sense of humor. I wouldn't have, you know, any of the charm that you people keep coming back for. But I feel like I would be, I don't know, like I'd be better off. I'm tired. I really am. I'm tired of all of this. I'm tired of weight loss. I'm tired of trying to lose weight. I'm tired of just thinking about it. It's exhausting. It really is. And that's why I said, like, I'd be so much easier if I was just wired normal and food wasn't important to me. And I was a regular size and easier to be active. And but again, I know the flip side of this. It's me that's not, that's not doing the things to get there. I'm not saying that I have no part in it. I know that too, but I'm just exhausted. Like, even to do this podcast, it stresses me out sometimes. Like today, I came home and I laid down, I napped because I was just stressed and exhausted from thinking about doing this podcast and talking about this stuff because I am exhausted. Sometimes I just feel like I'm a broken person. I'm broke. and I gotta somehow fix it. And why do I have to be a broken person? You see people out there that got their stuff together, or seems like it's just different personality. I don't know. I was definitely I'm just a different person. And you go back and you start looking at the decisions you made in life and the choices you made in life, and you are different. I tried doing the whole like, yeah, I want to, get married and have a family and that kind of thing, but that wasn't me. And then I found radio and comedy and something that became alive. And that I was like, well, why is that important to me? Like, I wish just like, getting a career and putting in your 30 years and retiring and getting a watch. I really do. I wish that was what motivated me and drove me, but it wasn't. It was performing and entertaining and doing those things. And I gambled my 30s away on that. And here I am in my 40s, not much to show for it. Again, I'm not blaming anybody. Most of it's my fault. Um, but I just, it's just my personality. It's just who I am. It's how I'm wired. And it's exhausting sometimes. I'm at that one of those points where it's just like, I don't know what to do. So you just go through the motions. But yeah, no, I would love to be just like, eating healthy and losing weight and working out and doing all the things. I want to do that. But somehow I just can't. And I know like once you get started and it'll affect my mood and I'll feel better and I'll get into it again. But it scares me that something's gonna trigger and I'll go off track and here we go again. Like I look at things from last year when I was doing McGovey and I was doing good and I'll find a way to sabotage anything. And this is not a pity party. I'm just being honest and talking about my feelings and how I feel and how I felt lately. But it's just like one day kind of just like goes into the next and nothing changes. And I know it's not going to change unless I change it. I understand that. I get all of that. And I'm just waiting for the day to do that, just to actually make that change and to flip the script. What my friend was saying to me today is that I did lose weight naturally. I did do it naturally on my own. And he was like, I was so impressed that you had that in you to do it. And at the time I was too, but I didn't have what it takes to keep it going. I let something derail me and I use it as it's an excuse, but I could have just like, kept going. I don't know. And I know it's not productive and healthy to look back like that and say I should have changed this, I should have changed that, I should have did this. But it's what's going on in my head right now. It's just human nature to look back and think, you know. And I believe me, I know how fast time goes. I see it's just like crazy. Like every week, it's like the week starts, and before you know it, it's Friday, and I'm like, oh my god, where'd this week go? It's like another weekend gone, another week gone, and another reminder. My nephew, my oldest nephew, he's graduating from 6th grade this week. How crazy is that? Congratulations, Lucas. I am so proud of you, buddy. You are doing amazing things and keep doing those amazing things. He's so smart. He does so well in school. He's a phenomenal athlete. Like he's killing it. And I'm happy. He's like, tall, he's good looking, and he's in shape. Good. Stay that way. But, it's like crazy. I was talking about it last night and I was showing pictures of him like when he first came home and I'm holding him. It goes by fast. And it'll be 12 next month. It's 12 years, which just flew by. And I even look at the other ones. Rocco's 10, Liddy's 7. How fast that went. So it's just a reminder, this time is going to go by and fast. Like my father always said, what are you going to do with it? And right now, I'm not doing anything with it. To be honest. And that does make me upset. It does make me, a little depressed. And I gotta get my hands around this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to just go through the motions and like be like, I'll join Weight Watchers again and I'll just do Weight Watchers and I don't know. Part of me wants to just like go off the grid and just come back after I've lost the weight. And, like I used to think was gonna happen in the summer for my school, school would end. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna come back skinny. I'm gonna lose weight this summer, and they're not gonna recognize me. I just go off the grid from Facebook, Instagram, podcasts, and just come back and be a different person. I couldn't do it because I like to post about the dumb things I do in my life. So I like to make reels too much. I like to, create content. So I definitely couldn't do it. I mean, I could document what I'm doing, but I think that also backfires in the sense that once it starts not going well, then I get like stressed that I owe people explanations and I owe people, reasons why it's not or why I stopped doing something. Like when I stopped doing Wegovy, I got so many questions and so many inquiries, and some are genuine and some are just being nosy and washerwoman. You know, some like to see you fail. Fewer like to see you succeed. But I got a couple of ideas. I like to get it on track at some point. Just so I feel better. I feel better. My head will be clearer. My mood will be better. I'm talking about Men's Mental Health Month. And, the reason I'm saying all this is because this is what's on my mind. And I'm not going to push it down. I'm not going to not talk about it. I'm not going to not get it out there. Because believe me, once I get it out there, I feel better. Like I said it, it's out there. I'm not holding it in. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to come on here each week and talk about this stuff and where I'm going and how I'm getting there. I'm so happy for my friends who are successful and having success. It means the world to me getting to watch it. I don't begrudge anybody. That's the thing too. Like I'm not one of these people that like sit on their social media pages and like begrudge people of doing well. And I know people like that. It's sick. But they did this, but it's because of this, because of that. No, success is success. And however you get there is how you get there. And whatever the avenue you take, awesome. I'm 100% behind you. I don't begrudge anybody a piece of success at all. This podcast, myself, has always been a platform to let people shine, let people, share their avenues and how they got there. And that's not going to stop. So I got like some real I got some things to think about. I got some decisions to make. And yeah, at this point, we don't really know what's going on. I do think about having the surgery a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It scares me to no end. That's not a lie either. Um, a lot of things scare me about it. Some of it is just even the pre-surgery stuff, like talking to a professional, getting sleep studies, all the doctors poking and prodding. I hate that. Going under for the actual surgery scares the shit out of me. Having surgery itself scares me. And like I said, a year or two down the line, when everything's healed and I could eat a little more and eat a little more, that my brain just decides to sabotage and the whole thing. But I see my friends that have had it. They're doing awesome. Like just every time I sit with Jarb's journey, I'm inspired and amazed about how awesome he's done and how he continues to work hard and to push hard. And like I always told him, no matter what avenue you chose, you would have been successful because that's your personality. You just chose a different tool than somebody else. Um, yeah. So I don't mean to be all mushad this episode, but there's just some things on my mind and things I'm thinking about. And I'm just sharing it and getting it out there because I don't want it to fester in my brain and then turn into something a lot worse. So what if we listen to Dashboard and drive home and cry? Who cares? That's how we deal with things. That's therapy. Therapy's different things, different people. It's true. I've been like listening to Dashboard Confessional on like repeat. And some songs just hit the feels so hard. Goddamn. So we'll get on a lighter note. We'll end the podcast with some lighter, fun things. If you get the dashboard, listen to the Dashboard Confessional unplugged, you can actually hear my brother on one of the songs. The way he sang the song. Oh, I forget the name of the song now, but the song is like, "You're calling too late to be gracious," and you hear him go, "Gracious." And he said the microphone was right over his head. You do not warrant long goodbyes. But the gracious at the end, he hits the high note, and you hear it. And I remember like getting the album and like, Mike, that's you. And he's like, yeah, the microphone's right over my head. And if you watch the videos from the Unplugged, you see him all through it too. But yeah, so that's a fun part that I've been listening to. When that comes on the repeat, I laugh every time I hear that. Because when we would sit around and like hang out at the house and play Dashboard and sing the song, that's how he would sing it every time. So I recognized it right away. So there's a little Easter egg gem you can find if you want to go back and listen to the Unplugged Dashboard Confessional. Little fun stuff. And we're going to give a shout out to my friend Steph, Authentically Steph on Instagram, and her now fiance Jordan. Congratulations, guys. They are engaged. I literally screamed at my desk at work when I saw this. I was like, ah! I am so happy for Steph and Jordan. Congratulations. And this is what I'm talking about. We talk about the Instagram community, the power that it has. Like, you're not alone. There's a community out there. I've never met Steph in real life. I've never met Laura in real life, but I consider them good friends. Um, I listened to their when they had their podcast, the Wine Over Matter pod. I listen to that every week. We talk on Instagram. These are people that know me, that know, things that are going on in my life. We have real conversations, and, this community's open. I'm telling you, it's okay to, it's okay to have internet friends, no matter what they told you in high school. Let's use social media for the positive thing that it is, and that is that it brings people all over the world together. I have friends, like Biz. I've never met Biz in real life, but I consider Biz a really good friend. I could text Biz right now, and she would help me out if I needed it. Vice versa. I happened to meet the Cuzzy that way, and he happened to live 10 minutes away, but there's so many people that are in your community that are going what you're going through, and it's okay to open up and talk to them. And believe me, it's awesome when you have that tribe. So look, we ended with a little bit of a positive note. I like that. I'm feeling better because once I get it out and into the world and into the podcast, I do feel better. And we'll get this. We'll right the ship eventually, right? I hope so. But until next week, I want to thank everybody who joined us on Instagram Live, everybody listening at home on your podcast listening devices. This has been episode 373 of the Keep Moving Forward podcast, brought to you by Buddha Bars. 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, real ice cream. Give them a follow, Buddha Bars _ice cream, and go find out where they are in your area at zenfoodbrands.com. We are played in and out each week by Hollow, Nick, formerly of Hollow, DemonScar, and They Rise. Check it out on iTunes. DemonScar.bandcamp.com. Long Island, only one place to go for your deli needs. That's Finn's Deli, 4646 Merrick Road in Massapequa. Tell my brother Mike you're at the plug on the show and then get yourself an Uncle Cheese, the best sandwich out there, not because it's named after me, because it really is that good. Go check it out, finsdeli.com. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who joined us. Have an awesome week. I will talk to you later.
Is not all lies, just believe all. Why ask why? Don't you please? Blurred lines.